The podcast you're about to hear involves true stories, which may contain graphic content that is not suitable for children. Listener's discretion is advised. This is Esoteric Oddities.
Surprise, bitch!
bitches.
Bet you thought you heard the last of us.
It's a bonus episode.
It's a bonus episode. It's Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this and it's not Thanksgiving, then guess what? It's not Thanksgiving. If you're not in the United States, then guess what? It's not Thanksgiving. Unless you're living in Canada and you're listening to this on the Canadian Thanksgiving, then guess what?
It's
Thanksgiving. Sarah,
What?
what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? Wait, hold on. What's your favorite thing about the Thanksgiving meal?
Okay, so y'all don't know this, but I'm Lebanese, so my grandparents make Lebanese food for Thanksgiving. I mean, they do make the traditional, but they also make Lebanese food, which is like kibbeh, tabbouleh, grape leaves, hummus, pita, all the Middle Eastern goodness. And that's probably my favorite part. I like that I don't do the traditional Thanksgiving because I'm not like other
traditional
girl.
Go fuck yourself.
I would if I could.
That's Jesus. That's fun. Can you bring me back leftovers? I just want to try them.
Yeah, I've literally been meaning to do it, but every time I just eat them before I come see you.
Or eat them on the train or on the bus.
But
wait, what about traditional food? Like, what's your favorite?
Literally everything. I'm not going to lie to you. Every single thing. I don't have one thing. I literally love it all. It's a package deal.
Do you like canned cranberries or do you like your balls free?
I like my balls free. Free the balls.
I don't really like cranberries that much.
I like, yeah, but with the turkey.
I don't eat turkey.
I know you don't because you're veggie wedgie. But.
Well, since you didn't ask and you're all wondering, my favorite is stuffing.
I fucking hate you.
I love the stuffing though, TBH, because I literally will eat stuffing.
Does your mom make it from the box or scratch? I already know the answer, but everyone else needs to know.
She makes it from scratch.
I know she does.
Yeah, she said stovetop who?
Yeah, literally.
So I'm a vegetarian. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm vegetarian, but I am not a fan of Tofurky. No, ma'am. My aunt a couple years ago. Oh my god, I've only had it twice, but the first time maybe it just wasn't made properly. But my aunt about I want to say like 5 years ago made me Tofurky. And it was so dry.
She probably doesn't know how to make it.
It literally tasted like if you've ever, I've never, but if you ever.
I need to look up pictures.
Microwave a pencil eraser and then try to put like vegan gravy on it. That's what it tasted like. And it was like enough to feed like 4-ish. It was like a small Tofurky, but I guess a small Tofurky feeds 4. I don't know.
You shove it in bread?
I have no idea. I never made it. But anyway, I lied to her. This is why you should never lie. I lied to her. I told her I liked it. And guess what? She made me extra the next year. And I had to fucking force myself to. Oh my God. It took up so much real estate in my stomach that could be filled with stuffing and cranberries that I don't like. So honestly, at Thanksgiving, I don't complain because like people are like, wait, what are you going to eat for Thanksgiving? Like wherever I'm going, they're always like, what should I make you? What am I? Honestly, as long as there's stuffing that wasn't stuffed up the turkey's asshole,
I'm good.
Then I'm good. Like
I'm Gucci.
I literally will eat all the rest of the sides and I will eat so much of it that I'll just, blow up. And then everybody gets really tired from the melatonin or whatever the fuck is in turkeys that I think is a lie. And then everybody gets the sleepy or what is it called?
It's the itis.
What the fuck ever. It's the government. It's a conspiracy.
You are out there.
Thank you.
So,
okay, but yeah, we've got some stories of mysteries. This is the disappearance of Paul Knockel in November of 1990 in Dubuque, Wisconsin. So the smell of green bean casserole and stuffing filled the air as the turkey was carved. Paul Knockel's family gathered around the table, but there was one thing missing. Paul Knockel. His relatives attempted to contact Paul, but to no avail, and this alarmed them because this was completely out of character for him. So the food got cold as the family drove to his house, only to find that he wasn't there. Instead, they found his wallet and watch and even his shoes. But Paul and his car were gone. The next day, the family spotted what they thought was his car, a 1981 red Mercury Zephyr, parked along Route 151 just over the Wisconsin border. A few hours later, the car was gone. Neither Paul nor his car have been seen since.
wait, so they saw the car.
they thought they saw his modeled car, yeah. He was reported as missing a few days later when he failed to show up to his job at the Swiss Colony mail order gift warehouse in Monroe, Wisconsin. Paul was unmarried and lived alone with no children, so the exact date of his official disappearance is unknown, and police still have no clues as to what happened to him or where he could have gone. This is what I think is weird. Family members believe that he may have been abducted at his home and murdered. Now, this was in an interview that I actually watched with Paul's nephew. His name is Dennis Knoll, and he says, quote, "I think he was murdered, yes. I would have to say that's what happened. There was no accident involved." Mind you, they found nothing at his house, but his wallet and his normal stuff was there. Family members say that this would explain why Knockel's shoes and wallet, things he had with him every day, were left behind. I don't see how that works, but this is what they're saying.
I was going to say, I didn't want to interrupt you, but the fact that his shoes were left and like everything else, like...
He was clearly murdered.
But like, who leaves... Usually when you murder someone, you like take the valuables, watch.
Yeah. Wallet. Yep. So here's another quote from his nephew who said, "Yeah, he definitely knew something was about to happen. His wallet was on the kitchen table and his good shoes were left there and everything. We don't even know what he had on for shoes when he left, but apparently he knew something bad was coming." That, I don't know why they didn't go, nobody, like, I'm sure he was questioned,
right.
But what the fuck? Where is he? He's like, my uncle went missing, but he knew he was about to get murdered
happened.
because his wallet was on the table and he left his good shoes. What the fuck?
Do you think he knows something?
I don't know. I mean, they are out there in Wisconsin, and I know we have people who listen to us in Wisconsin, so I'm not coming for y'all. Yeah. But like, in the interview with this dude, he just, maybe he was nervous and didn't know what to say, but he seemed pretty calm and collected, and he was just like, my uncle was murdered. He didn't vanish. It was not an accident. He left his good shoes. Where do you read in there that he was murdered? There was no... Anyway, let me finish my story. Sarah, you're so talkative right now. I'm going to have to ask you to calm down. Please calm down. So then the question is why. Paul was a simple man. He went to work every day and didn't go out much. Family members said he did have a slight learning disability, but he would never just take off. Police say he didn't appear to have any enemies or be involved in anything of the sorts. Dubuque Police Lieutenant Scott Baxter stated, "Everybody we talked to in our investigation, just the totality of the investigation, there is nothing to indicate that this individual led a seedy lifestyle. He did not have any drug or alcohol problems, and he did not drink much at all." So...
But his parents were like, "Oh, he's not usually like that." Like, okay, but what happens if this one day he was?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to go to... He's like, "I'm sick of your fucking Tofurky, Aunt
Get
Franklin."
Get out of here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
So after the disappearance, police scoured the wooded area where family members stated that they saw his car. However, they never did prove that it actually was his car, which again kind of brings me back to, if you think you saw his car, like, why didn't, you go investigate?
You an hour?
Yeah. So no clues turned up. Since then, police have followed up on a dozen leads. Again, nothing. Investigators believe that Paul Knockel may have wound up in the Mississippi River somehow, but that's just a theory with nothing to back it up at all. So basically, the lieutenant then further said that there's strong currents, and generally speaking, that sometimes if a body is in a car and the car goes over into the Mississippi River, since the door is closed with the current, the bodies don't float to the top.
In the car.
Well, if the body is in the car and the car is locked. So they're saying if he drove off into the river, I don't know.
They can find a car in there, though.
That's what I'm saying. How much did they scour?
It's easier to find the car in a body of water.
Mm-hmm. They found nothing. But it is the Mississippi River.
That is true.
Mississippi.
That's the only reason why I know how to spell Mississippi.
So his family said that he was a simple man, a good man, and he would never hurt anybody and deserves closure. So Paul's nephew says it would give him peace for us to know. He says it would give him peace for us to know. And it would give all of us peace too.
What's up with these sketchy stories?
I don't know. And I'm not coming for this family
I'm not
because
either,
honestly, like your uncle, he was a fan. On Thanksgiving, that sucks. That's awful. My heart goes out to y'all. And I'm sorry, but it just, the whole thing,
weird.
It just seems weird. And I couldn't find much else on it. That was pretty much was that he disappeared.
And
they checked,
they
no
just
clues.
Took that, like as a, if I'm not coming at anyone, but if like my son disappeared, I would not stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever.
Yeah. And his car was gone and they just
just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Don't know. But here's a little bit about Paul. He is a Caucasian male, and he was born October 26, 1937. He was 53 years old at the time when he went missing. He wore metal-rimmed glasses, and he had both upper and lower dentures. Earlier in his life, Paul was injured in an industrial accident, and he had suffered severe breaks in his lower right leg and his ankle. His right leg would show evidence of breaks, as well as surgical scars, and he has no known tattoos. If you have any information about Paul Knockel's unsolved disappearance, please contact the Dubuque Police Department at 563-589-4410. And that is the disappearance of Paul Knockel.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys. We're going to move on.
Because nothing says Happy Thanksgiving like people gone missing.
Basically. Be thankful for your lives.
True.
The disappearance of Karen Mitchell. 16-year-old Karen Mitchell was on holiday vacation from high school on November 25th, 1997 in Eureka, California. She was leaving work at Coastal Family Development Center during the afternoon hours. Karen's aunt, Annie Casper, was her legal guardian and owned a store inside the Bayshore Mall, which was 1 mile from where Karen worked. She briefly visited her aunt's business before departing from the mall at approximately 2:45 p.m. to help her mom prepare for Thanksgiving. But she never made it home, and she was never heard from again. A witness stated that Karen may have entered an unidentified 4-door 1976 to 1978 sedan, which was possibly a Ford Granada. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Every time I say that, I have to say it like that. Which was possibly a Ford Granada, a Mercury Monarch, or a Nissan. The vehicle is described as light blue in color with a California license plate and Eureka imprinted on the rear plate's frame. The driver of the car is described as a Caucasian male approximately 60 to 70 years old with balding light gray or sandy blonde hair. The unidentified man had green or gray eyes and a large-sized nose that appeared to have been previously broken. He had a small build and wore glasses. The driver was wearing a long-sleeve button-down light blue shirt.
That's a lot of details for a witness to notice real quick.
And then not find him ever again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, something sketchy was probably happening if this witness is saying...
I'm going to assume, I feel like back then it was a lot of online chat rooms.
What year is this?
1997.
I don't know. I don't think chat rooms blew up back
true.
then.
That is not enough. I feel like 2000s it was.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been.
But
I
you
don't
never
really
know. I don't know. I saw this Lifetime movie and it was the same thing, but they found her.
But at the same time, if this girl got up... Here, let's finish. Okay. I'll let you finish.
I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had the best. Just kidding.
I can't believe that beef is still happening.
Me too. What? Come on, guys.
Move
Y'all
on.
don't have better things to do.
MoveOn.org.
The witness claimed that the car pulled across Broadway Street and nearly hit him before stopping for a girl matching Karen Mitchell's description. Karen's Aunt Annie said that her niece planned to attend Humboldt State University in 1998. She said that Karen was interested in politics, education, and environmental issues. Investigators do not believe she left the area on her own accord. Confessed murderer Wayne Adam Ford, who killed several women in California during the 1990s, denied any involvement in Karen's disappearance and has never been charged in connection with her case. Robert Durst, a man who would later be recognized as an infamous murderer, apparently visited Annie Casper's store several times in March 1998, 4 months after Karen's Karen disappeared.
Have you ever seen what Robert Durst looks like?
No.
I'll show you after, but like
Is he creepy?
So uncomfortable.
Oh my
You
God.
can tell he's a fucking murderer.
Stop. I hate that. Like, don't look like one, okay?
Just stop looking like that, Robbie.
Don't look like one and be one.
No, don't be one. Or just don't be one.
But I'm saying, like, don't fit the part either.
Don't fit the part. Just don't be fucking nice to each other, Jesus.
Yes, everyone be kind.
Cheese and Christ.
Robert's first wife, Kathleen Durst, disappeared from New York in 1982. Her case, much like Karen's, remains unsolved, and Robert is considered the prime suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Robert. Although he has never been charged in connection with her case either. See? No. Robert was charged with the 2001 Texas homicide of Morris Black. He claimed he murdered Morris in self-defense and was acquitted in 2003. Investigators looked into the possibility that Robert was in the Eureka area at the time of Karen Mitchell's disappearance, but he has never been charged with any involvement. Investigators announced that they had received a new substantial lead in Karen's case in 2004. Afterwards, they began searching an area on Haleficker Lane in Eureka with cadaver dogs. The site is often camped on by
Transients.
It is the same place where the body of Matthew Anton Large, a 22-year-old male, was found in February 2003. Matthew Large disappeared from Huntington Beach, California in 2001. His case is not thought to be related to Karen Mitchell's, but has similarities. Investigators still have not given details about the new lead, but stated that they believe 2 people were involved in Karen Mitchell's apparent abduction. Her case remains unsolved. Karen Mitchell is a Caucasian female with sandy brown hair and blue/green eyes. She has pierced ears and her hair was neck length at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen wearing a long-sleeved tan shirt, dark brown baggy-style corduroy pants, and buckled tan leathered shoes. If you have any information concerning this case, please contact the Eureka Police Department at 707-441-4044.
I want to know I want to know what this new thing is, but it's not a call. It's like still open, so they can't tell people. It's
literally 2017.
But I want to know.
What is it?
And why
doesn't anyone say anything?
And why they're bringing up that Matthew Large kid. Like,
what does that have anything to do with anything?
It has with...
And they're stating that they don't know who killed him, but you have to know if you're now tying it into her case.
Well, if you think about it, in some, like, especially serial killer cases, like, they'll be very, like, similar things. Like... Smiley faces, you know, the smiley face murders, like they were finding bodies of like
smiley faces.
Well, bodies of smiley faces.
I mean, like,
yeah, they were finding things around the people, or like they were finding things on the people that was like, you know,
similar.
Yeah. Very or similar knots that were tied that weren't usual, like
tied in every other murder. Yeah, just these specific ones.
But I want to know what it is. But since the case is still open, they haven't come forward about it.
It's literally 2017. When are they going to tell me?
Don't know. I mean, it's been, what year was that? You said 97. Yeah, holy shit.
And then
yeah. And then he was in 2003 is when he was found.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He disappeared in 2001, but in 2004 it said that they have a new lead, so they've been working on this lead for
quite some time now. Yeah. All right.
I can do math.
And I've got the final story, which is short, and that is the 1997 Thanksgiving John Doe. So this would have been like the same day as Karen Mitchell. Yeah. So on Thanksgiving Day in 1997, a woman was taking a stroll through the scenic landscape of Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Stop. That's literally like here.
That's where we're sitting. The woman was an avid bird watcher and spent the better part of Thanksgiving viewing these creatures in a forest nearby her boyfriend's house. Suddenly, she spotted a heron. God forbid. Her heart raced with excitement as she...
Oh, it's so cute.
Her heart raced with excitement as she proceeded to get a closer look. But the woman's excitement then turned to horror upon realizing what she spotted was not a heron, but rather a pair of sneakers. And the sneakers were attached to the decomposing body of a young man.
Oh my God.
Who was wedged between rocks on the shore of the Neshaminy Creek.
Stop! Neshaminy is so... It's so close.
The man was dressed in nice Tommy Hilfiger clothing.
Tommy Hilfiger was popping back then.
He had no wallet or any sort of identification. No suspect was ever named, and to this day, nobody knows the identity of the 1997 Thanksgiving John Doe. That might as well have happened right here in our very backyard.
Oh, speaking of backyards, I no longer have a backyard because there's a huge gaping hole in mine.
And also, we're going to have to do some research, but I couldn't I know a couple episodes ago I told you guys that they found a body near my house right now. It was the night we were actually recording the podcast. I picked up Sarah, and then they just found a woman's body like down the street from my house. And we don't have any further details on it, but if we do, we'll let you guys know.
You didn't hear anything about that?
No. Everything I keep looking up is the same thing. It keeps saying like generalized information. But well, I hope that really
sparked your Thanksgiving.
Really moistened your appetite.
Really stuffed it, you know? God. I hope it was fulfilling.
Stop with the puns. Do you have a fun fact? I don't have a fun fact.
No.
Let me look up a fun fact really quick. Okay. So Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's first meal in space after walking on the moon was foil packets with roasted turkey. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be thankful for what you have. Hey, Sarah, guess what?
Chicken butt.
I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you too.
Aww.
So much.
Seriously, guys, we're also thankful for you guys.
Yes, you guys have really made us feel so, I guess, supported.
So thank you guys so much for listening, and you'll hear us next time. Bye.
Bye.